Hello there, welcome to Quackalope. Thank you for being here. We have a sleeping 8-month-old.
Potentially sleeping.
Potentially sleeping 8-month-old, and we're figuring out, slowly but surely, how to actually get content in front of the camera, as opposed to just panic, cuddling, doing dishes, reading, playing games on our own.
Working night shifts back-to-back at the hospital.
This is Shira's 10 by 10, and I know we're maybe a little bit late in the season to start focusing on your 10 by 10. I'm confident on mine. I'm pretty darn convinced that I'm going to hit the mark on mine.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's what the audience was saying. I posted a video updating them. I've gotten like 7 of the 100 games necessary complete. So I'm feeling really good, and I assume that you were so diligent and so responsible with your 10 by 10 list that you are also prepared to make sure that it gets completed over this next season.
I think it will passively get completed. I don't think it's going to actively get completed.
You think you're going to accidentally play 100 different board games? Like 100, like 10 of the same 10 board games?
Yeah.
So you chose yours so that it would just happen to be finished?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I feel like mine needs some intentionality.
I also chose mine a few months ago, and I can't remember what's on my list.
Yeah, you chose mine when I first made my list.
I chose mine when you made yours.
You chose yours when I first made mine, and we have been waiting to, 1, get you in front of the camera more consistently, 2, get me in front of the camera more consistently, and 3, we paused so that something could come in for your top 10 list.
Oh, these are so cool! They're magnetic!
We have, for you, coming from Vegas Geek 3D. Now, I did show off mine on camera already.
So it's not a surprise to them, but it is a surprise to me.
This is a big surprise to you because you had no idea this was coming in. When I made my top 10 list, Vegas Geek 3D reached out. They're on Etsy, by the way. They have lots of board game upgrade products, or deluxification products. They reached out saying, hey, we make these trackers. We make these charts. That
what are these extra ones for?
Because he sent us all of the new colors, and then he also knows what colors you like.
Blues and greens
and
purples.
So he reached out saying, hey, by the way,
He did colors for each game. They almost match.
We make these charts that allow you to be more intentional and potentially get your top 10 by 10 done. And so he waited for your list. That's why I asked you for your list.
Beautiful.
And he built and sent this so that we might be able to track and actually complete it. Now, do you think it's going to be accidental or is it going to be intentional? You're going to have the peer pressure of this staring at you.
Yeah, I can take most of these off with the exception of...
Let's go ahead and clear it. You want to talk through... I'll go ahead and start pulling them off. You start at the top.
I could get my phone and go through my plays and update it as we speak.
Just guess the best you can, and then you can do a final update later.
Okay.
But talk through your 10 by 10, why the games are on here, and if you remember generally how many plays you have, we can go ahead and put the meeples on as well. But let's start there at the very top. Why is Terraforming Mars on your 10 by 10?
Because for a long time it was rated my #1 game of all time until this man sitting next to me influenced me for the better or worse. I don't know. Kingdom Death has trumped it, which is why Kingdom Death is down here. Most of these games are actually on my top 10 list with the context that some of them are legacy games that we were going to try to get played. So Terraforming Mars is up there because it will always hold a place in my heart. I really enjoy the engine building. I like the mechanics of it. They came out with a bunch of new expansions that we've been playing. I would say that throughout this year, I might have 3 games already played of Terraforming Mars.
Okay, so pick a color and go ahead and mark 3 down. Tell me, as you do it, how remarkably satisfying that click is.
Ooh, they just jump in there.
Yeah.
Like, you could just, let it fall, and it's like, oh, hey, I'm just gonna go fly in. All right, Scythe, I'm actually gonna cheat on, because we just played through the Rise of Fenris campaign.
How's that cheating?
Because I knew we were gonna play Rise of Fenris, so that's 8 games in.
It is. You accidentally have completed. Why is Scythe on here? Because you knew that we were aiming for Rise of Fenris?
Yes, of course. What color is most? We're gonna do white.
But you're enjoying Scythe? Like, you want to get those last 2 games in, or you're
Yes.
kind of apathetic on it? Like, Terraforming Mars is one of those that you probably feel like you've had a bad year if you didn't play it 10 times.
Yes, Scythe, I will also feel bad if I can't get it completed. We have a friend who made us personalized factions. Have you told them about our personalized factions?
I haven't showed them off yet.
You haven't showed the artwork yet either?
No.
Ooh, so we have a really close friend who made us personalized factions, and so the last 2 games were going to be with our new factions. So I know for sure I have 8 plays of this in. Beyond the Sun.
You're already doing better than I was, by the way.
You didn't choose Scythe?
I'll grab mine for comparison. Go ahead and talk about Beyond the Sun.
Okay, Beyond the Sun, I also know that I have at least 2, if not 3 plays in of Beyond the Sun. I like it so much. It's a new game to me. A friend introduced it to us at our board game night last year, and we have yet to pick up a copy, so the only plays we get in are when we go visit our friends, and it is so satisfying.
It's one of those games that should be in our board game collection, like permanent, probably top 10 for us.
Yeah.
And we don't own a copy yet.
However, its counterpart, Beyond the Horizon...
Yeah, we need to do a video on that.
Lame.
We didn't like it at all. And you're 3 games in on Beyond the Horizon as well, which probably counts as a game of Beyond the Sun if you want to give yourself some extra credit.
Maybe.
Age of Steam. I do have Age of Steam. I technically have 2 games of Age of Steam.
Why?
Well, that's the caveat. I took one off, but the audience is saying that it should count. We had that game that we tried to play, where the gamer that we were playing with quickly discovered how much they don't like pathway building, route building. And so...
I'm not counting a partial play.
Shira's not counting a partial play. So she's putting 1 game of Age of Steam down.
Is that all we've managed to do this year?
Last year we played quite a bit, because we just got the Deluxified components.
Our 8-month-old thoroughly enjoys the components of Age of Steam.
That is true. Do we count the fact that he has been playing with the poker chips and the clear tiles?
And he also tried to eat some of the cubes.
That is, yeah, you did discover. You had to recount 110? Is it 110 cubes?
No, because one of the expansions came with 1 extra of each cube. So then I start counting, and there's 20 of each color. You say 20, and then I'm like, we have 21. Uh-oh. Now I have to have 21 of each color.
We're pretty sure nothing has been swallowed, but he did get into the box and gab the baggie, and
he had a purple one in one hand, a red in one hand, and he had one in his mouth.
Why is Age of Steam on here?
Because it's a great couples game for us. We can knock it out on a Saturday afternoon together. We both really enjoy it. We had a former game group that introduced it to us that we don't play with as frequently.
Well, one of them had a baby and moved away. One of them got a pretty incredible job with All Play, or what is it? All Play?
All Play, and moved away. And the other one has, I believe, a lot of family, and I believe a new career. So they didn't abandon us. And then we had a child.
Life abandoned them.
So Age of Steam is kind of our game that we both like, and there's a lot of maps that you can incorporate, especially 2-player maps. So that's why Age of Steam's on here.
Dune, Imperium. You have Uprising on here. I have base game Dune. I'm counting both of them.
I'm counting both of them.
We were playing every week for a while.
Yeah, until your ADHD maybe got the better of you and you had to cancel our game group for a while. So, Dune is no longer being played as frequently, but I will take your 1 play. I think I've had at least 1 more, because I think you watched the baby at least once.
Probably. Yeah, probably.
I count both Uprising and regular on here. To be honest, I don't know the difference between them.
They're very similar.
They're so similar. They are. If
you're playing with worms and spies, you're playing a different game. If you're playing with, worms are in either one.
Spies.
If you're playing in spies, you're playing a different game. If you're playing with sandworms,
I know the boards are slightly different, but it's a great Euro.
It's also good 2-player. It's also good solo. It's one of those that we can get done. Now the game that is on both of our lists that might be our great shame.
Which one? Kingdom Death. I was like looking after Age of Steam on here, and I saw your Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion, and I was like, I didn't put that on my list.
Yeah. So we have 3 things floating right now.
Yeah.
Just so you're aware, and I want to let you know and let the audience know what we have floating.
Yeah.
We have a campaign that we started before we were married. We have 10 episodes total. I've released now a few extra of them off the Patreon onto the main channel.
Back in Maryland?
The first campaign we ever played.
Yeah.
With colors, with blue and, red and purple.
Yeah. Back in the old studio.
It's all recorded, which means we stopped around episode 10.
Yeah. I still had the sheets, actually. I found them.
Because we're more experienced gamers now, and we've actually played through all of Kingdom Death in a week.
You think we could resurrect that
We could
campaign?
resurrect that campaign. It's going to end at, episode 16.
Yeah,
we're not making it the whole way.
Yeah, we're not adequately prepared.
You're fighting with double Lion Beast guitars. It's ridiculous. But that needs to be resurrected.
Okay.
We have a Gamblers campaign that I still have content I need to edit.
Yeah.
That's under the table over there that did have coffee spilled on it at one point.
Yes.
That needs to be re-engaged with.
Yes.
And we have floating things that we actually are about to film content on.
Yeah.
Like the Black Knight, the Frog Dog, the Butcher, the Kalinium Butcher. There are small little one-shots campaigns that we can also do. There is a lot of Kingdom Death on the horizon. We both love and miss Kingdom Death.
I was going to put one down because I've just been putting one down because I assumed I've played the game and I actually can't put one down. We have
no Kingdom Death. Any other thoughts on why it's on here? I know it's one of those that you think is going to happen because it's got to happen.
Because I think that we will try to do what we did the last time and commit to doing it all in 1 week.
Yeah, just to push through.
Get some, I don't know how with the baby, unless we got a babysitter.
It might be a 1 month, we're ahead enough on content. All we film this month is Kingdom Death, and we have, our week scheduled out. We're figuring out the system. Crokinole.
I haven't played it this year.
You haven't played it this year?
No.
I had, I basically could have maxed out my line, and I reduced it. Again, the audience thinks that I shouldn't have reduced it. I reduced it because I was counting every game of Crokinole I was playing with multiple sessions. So, I had 3 sessions of Crokinole.
Yeah, and you played...
But I had, 5 to 12 games apiece.
When have you played?
Dennis came in, we played, we filmed some content.
Okay.
I played with Game Group one time because other people were playing a longer game and I needed to be free to go with the baby. I've had a few sessions where I've played Crokinole.
The last time I remember seeing the board was Hanukkah, which was last year.
But we got in the Mayday Crokinole board, so I've been playing on them.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
So, I technically could have maxed out my line. I didn't because it's 3 sessions. I have 3 sessions of Crokinole, and I don't mind having a thing motivating me to get it to the table another 7 times.
Yeah.
You have none, apparently.
I have none, apparently. But, Root! Let's see, what color have I not used yet? We'll do yellow.
I like that you're matching your colors to the type. I'm going to have to rearrange mine to do that. I'm a little upset that I didn't...
Think about that?
Pause to do that. No, I was just going. I was just talking the whole time.
Oh. Root. You wanted to play Root a lot more. There's Automata Factions, and we talked about playing it 2-player and mixing in some Automata Factions. Yep. Because I think I still like it at 4-player the best.
Nothing has taken its title as the best asymmetric.
I've played more than once. We've played with our friend. I believe we played once with him. We only played once with him?
Mm-hmm. That's why I only have 1 on there.
I feel like I played at least one more time, maybe with a game group.
I hear what you're saying.
All right. This is not going well.
War Chest.
War Chest is with this friend, and because there was once upon a time when I would wake up earlier than my husband, and we would just play games in the morning before baby existed, but now the baby wakes us up before anyone. So I don't know if War Chest is actually going to get completed, but that's why I picked it.
Well, it has to. It's on your board, so you won't. Knowing you won't be now that this is a physical thing. It's unlikely that you will let it not get finished. You know that.
I think you.
We own War Chest.
I think you doubt.
I doubt your neuroses.
Yeah. Yeah.
If anything, I underestimate your neuroses.
I don't know. All right, my island
is one that should be on my list. I have Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion because we have multiple legacy games we're playing through. We love these legacy games. You even wanted to start another Rise of Fenris with us.
I did.
I want to play Charterstone with you. You finished that in the past.
So depressing. I want to get my phone and check my place. Can I please check my place?
Now is where you've seen that I have not, in fact, underestimated her neuroses. No. We'll finish up the video, and then you can double-check and make sure it's all refined. We are about 7 games into... I think you need 1 more of these.
No,
we're on 7.
Oh, we played, we were on 7, 8, 9. We
Yeah, so
played
we're on
7,
8 now.
Yeah.
The pirates have showed up. My Island, lovely little legacy game.
Yeah.
Quick, accessible, playable.
Yeah.
30 to 40 minutes, exactly what a nap time is. It's what's been taking the place of probably filming in the past. Here's your 10 by 10. Here's your objective for 2025.
This is not going well.
This is, by the way, not a sponsored video. Vegas Geek 3D reached out and sent us the boards and said that if we liked them and if we were excited about them, we should feature them here on the channel. And
Even
we
hang
are
on a hook.
doing that. Yeah. So, and we'll probably, what I told him is I was, already planning on buying these, super excited about them. And
I like these so much.
we're going to be updating the channel on the progression of our 10 by 10 as we finish these. We'll be reviewing, we'll be talking about. And so these are going to hit the channel like hopefully every month going forward as we start knocking off some of these. Mine are strategically designed so that I can play them solo if push comes to shove and I have to.
I like that about
Like literally solo. I need you for this one. Solo's my preferred way to play. I probably need you for this one. Solo. I could because I can do practice sessions. I have challenge cards.
We played with the baby. Ha.
We did play with the baby.
Ha.
You're
I
correct.
get to put one down. What
You're
color
correct.
is Crokinole gonna be?
We did play with the baby. The last thing I want to show you, and then this video is over, is just in case you decide immediately that you want to rethink your list, which I don't think you're allowed to do. There are whiteboard write-ins.
No, I've committed to this list.
But
I'm not.
Isn't this nice as well
Yeah.
that there's whiteboard write-ins?
Yeah.
But you can continue ordering these custom little 3D printed labels.
They're
I mean, I
gorgeous.
think every year going forward, we're going to continue building an arsenal.
Are you
of
saying
10
we get
by
an
10s.
entire new board?
No, we can continue ordering these.
I know, but I kind of want to keep.
No, the whole point of the magnets is that it clears and you Again, evidence that I have not overestimated my wife's neuroses. She wants to keep the magnetic completed 10 by 10 board.
I want to have a wall of 10 by 10.
How about you take a Polaroid instead
Fine.
of reordering a extremely lovely, extremely well produced 10 by 10 grid board that's designed to be as modular as
They feel
possible.
so good as
They
well.
feel really good. I thought they were just going to be cardboard or flat printed
Yeah.
or something, and they're actually like laid out, designed. They look incredible.
Can he just make whichever game you want, or does he have a list of games that he has templates for?
I assume he's willing to craft whatever game you order.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really, really, really cool.
It's wild.
So,
Awesome.
Either way, there'll be a link at the top of the video description, and we are excited to dive into this. Which one do you think we should complete first? Crokinole, of course, we could knock out at any point, but out of our 2 top 10 lists, which one do you think, or out of Shira's 10 by 10, which one should we focus on now, or else we're going to be in a real bad spot later? Kingdom Death is one of those we've proven we can do an obsessive amount in a week.
Yeah, we played like 20...
30-something.
Was it 30?
Full campaign
We
in a
got
week.
up to 30?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I actually am maybe least worried. I'm not as worried as I should be about KDM.
That was before we had a baby.
I understand, but we've proven we can double down
Yeah.
and we can play it off camera with baby.
Yeah.
The only limiting factor with the baby is that we don't put the baby on camera.
Yeah.
And that makes it hard to film, but kind of easier to play board games because we can sit down. I can hold him on the lap. He can play on the ground.
Yeah.
We get some break times for naps and bottles and stuff, but other than that, we could actually probably power through a full KDM session together.
Yeah, it's actually easier to play games, just the 2 of us.
Yeah. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. That's been Shira's 10 by 10. How excited are you?
My neurosis is kicking in so badly now. Oh, man.
But this is cool.
It's so pretty.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Whatever the case, whatever you do, remember to do the important thing. Leave these pieces on the ground and make sure you have an accurate count of them, just like your Age of Steam cubies. Because
They're
while
magnetic.
I'm pretty sure each one is flavored based on its color. So
And they stick together.
We've got Starkleberry, we've got Yellow Clementine.
I don't believe they stick to each other. Oh, they do. Okay. So you know what can happen if a baby swallows magnets? Their intestines can stick together.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Thank you for watching. That's been nurse facts from my lovely NICU and labor and delivery nurse, Shira Anderson. Whatever the case, though, whatever you do,
You already did this.
we'll see you
Say bye.
next time. But
Bye.
normally I'm doing it alone.
Bye.
And then I ramble on my own.
Yeah.
and then I say goodbye.
Yeah. Does your audience like your rambling?
I don't know. I think that my ends are so insane and interesting that I would watch to the end just to hear what nonsense comes out of my mouth.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
Like, what if we just dropped a bombshell?
I don't have any bombshells.
I know. I don't have any bombshells yet either.
Got really worried there for a second. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.